I want to talk about Owen Farrell. I think Owen Farrell's getting refereed the way that Richie McCaw was refereed. Because he's captain, he seems to be getting away with stuff that nobody else getting away with. He should have been yellow carded for the George North thing. He was when Wales made a break down the left wing and he ends up on the wrong side and gets penalised for it and is given out to the referee, and you're like, oh, he's complaining to the referee, what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to get out of the way. Your job is to make an effort to get out of the way. Otherwise, it looked to me like a clear professional foul. And then there was a third thing, which I can't even remember now.
He pushed
Dan
Bigger in the back. That was very clear. It wasn't picked up.
Stick it up on the big screen. Oh, it's Twickenham.
He also was involved in a high tackle, so he gave away 4 penalties in the first half.
Not a hint of a yellow card.
Owen Farrell is a wonderful player, and he plays right in the edge. And that, you look at Sexton, Bigger, Farrell, similar traits. That's a little bit of spark in them. They're physical, they're aggressive, they're in your face. There's a fine line, you know, crossing it. Farrell is captain, so as I said, the George North thing was the one that I think should have been a yellow card for that. That kind of stuff has to be taken out of the game. It's the jeering, it's the slapping guys in the head, it's screaming, shouting at players. Eddie Jones said this at the start, the brutality thing before France, all that. England are pushing it right to the edge. They're in the last 2 games between Ireland and Wales. Both referees were very, very poor as regards that physicality, that cheating, that illegality. They're a wonderful side, England, and they're a very, very powerful, dominant side. And they're getting to the place now where they're actually, they're using their presence and that kind of, I suppose, in-your-face type attitude to kind of spook the referees a little bit. Ben O'Keefe was really poor the other day, and I thought that some of his decisions and the coaching around the breakdown, there was Welsh players got into really good positions to try and poach the ball, force a penalty, and he's coaching guys to leave hands away and roll away and get out, and it's too much of that's going on. But there was a couple of issues there. There was, and now let me say, Hadley Park should have been yellow carded in the second half for the tackle on Manu Tuilagi. He's coming across, shoulder in the head. It should have been a yellow card. Tuilagi's one on George North. Again, people are saying it's not a red. Most of them are English people online. It's a red. It's a clear red. It's a dangerous,
it's a long suspension.
dangerous tackle. There's force in it. If he brings his arm up and has the same diving movement, it's understandable that you're doing everything in your power to stop him, which Eddie Jones is trying to say, what could he do differently? He could bring his bloody right hand up and at least attempt to wrap. His arm is down here. He missed George Forbes. He clipped off his head. He could have killed the guy. And if that's more important than Joe Marlow grabbing Alan Wynne Jones's balls, in my opinion, that is the thing that needs to be spoken about and needs to be addressed. He's a serial offender here, Manu Tuilagi. He's a nice fella off the field, but most of the Pacific Islanders that I've played against are known are the nicest people you could ever meet off the field. And they're dangerous. They can be dangerous on the field, particularly with the high shots. And he didn't bring up his arm in any way.
So he deserves a long ban?
He deserves a ban, for sure, definitely. And Eddie Jones should be spoken to, or definitely World Rugby need to come out and actually, if you do that in the football, they get fined and suspended. He's saying that there was 16 men against 13. Ellis Genge got sent off. And I think going back to the captaincy and the Owen Farrell thing, Ben O'Keefe calls out Owen Farrell before he gave the yellow card. He gave him 5 different examples of penalties, and Owen Farrell was kind of, oh, can you be more specific? He knows, they knew damn well. They're a very, very cynical side, England, and that's coming from a cynical player. I admire it in some ways, but if you're playing against it, you don't, and they're very, very good at it. The referee was poor, but they were the talking points of Joe Mallor thing, Tuilagi and obviously Eddie Jones.